Hello everybody. I'm just here for a follow-up on my Viking slash Landmine Press. I'm going to attempt 180 pounds today. It's the highest I've ever tried to lift on this movement. As you can see, there's 4 45-pound plates on there. Once again, I just total up the weight itself. I don't add for the Viking bar, nor do I add for the 45-pound Olympic bar. I have a crazy setup going on here, and I don't know if it's going to work today. So you might be able to witness a disaster right before your eyes. But the problem I was having was when the weight gets heavy, like it's getting now, the stand right here was pushing its way up into the collar every time I would set the weight down. Well, on one of the reps I did last week, it just kept pushing so hard against this collar that the bar started coming out of the socket of the landmine back there. Now my landmine doesn't have a locking bolt on it, so it's all about hanging in there based on the gravity of it being pushed in. So what I have done is I took one of my elastic bands, tied it to my weight rack. So hopefully when I lift this won't slide that way, and then when I set it down, it will resist it from going back the other way. I notice now that that Titan has started making this rack with additional weight horns on the bottom of it. They say it's just to help storage, but I'm just wondering if they got complaints about it and they wanted to add weight down there to make sure it doesn't slide back and forth, because that makes more sense to me than why you would have weight storage down there. There's really no reason for it on a movement like this. And I complained to them, but of course I'm not getting anywhere real fast. So I just wanted to fill you in on that before I get started on this set. Hopefully this craziness helps out. I'm thinking about maybe figuring out how I can convert this landmine stand into some kind of a piece that will allow extra weights to be added to it. I even tried putting a towel under to try to get it to stop from sliding. That didn't help. And mind you, this is rubber sliders on the bottom of the machine against a rubber floor mat, and it still moves back and forth. So enough of that now. Let's get on with the set. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, folks, I think I'm set up here. I'm going over here to try to move into territory that I've never been into before. I'm hoping I can get 5 reps on this. I really don't know what's going to happen here, so I'm a little bit nervous about it, actually. So let's see what happens. 180 pounds. Here we go. Yes, the weight stand did move. So I definitely have to come up with a better way. If you have any ideas, let me know. The stand moved kind of sideways, and when I was coming down, I was bumping the stand every time. So it's not a good situation. So I got the 5 reps. We'll be back again for set number 2. Okay, set number 2 coming right up. See, what happens is every time I set it down, it stretches that band. And then when I lift the weight up, that band pulls it back again. So unless that band pulls it back perfectly straight, it ends up twisting the stand. So I have to dance around to try to get it back where it belongs. Well, set number 2, let's see where we go with it. It's just not working. That thing is dancing all over and getting in the way. I gotta figure out something. That might be the last set for today, as far as being on the video. Okay, set number 2 was awful because that stand was dancing all over on me, and I was trying to kick it straight with my feet while I had the weight up in the air, and it just wasn't working right, so I had to pull the band off. I'm back to the way it was originally, so hopefully that bar will stay inside of the socket and not get pushed out towards me. So set number 3, and hopefully this thing cooperates so I can not have my concentration broken. So here we go with 3. That's a little better. Be back in a few. Set number 4 coming up. I just took a tape measure to measure how much of the sleeve was actually inside of the landmine attachment down there. It looks like there's at least 6 or 7 inches still inside of it, so it's not sliding towards me as much as it was the other day. It's just something I have to be aware of, so I'll just stick with it the way it was before and see how it goes. My landmines, my Viking press with the landmine, I usually try to get sets of 5 on every set. Sometimes there's 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, or 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. As long as I get 5 or more with a maximum of 7 reps, I will increase the weight 10 pounds for the next session. So this is a 10-pound increase over last week. So far you saw, I think it was a 5, then the 2 because of all those problems, then the 4, and now we are on set number 4. So we'll see how it goes. Another set of 4. I like to keep 3 reps as my minimum after bumping a weight up like this. But like I said before I started, it was playing mind games with me, and I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do it. The mind is so powerful when you start lifting, especially when you start getting up a little heavy. It keeps wanting to tell you, you can't do it, you can't do it, and you have to try to overcome that. So that's my tip for the day. One more set. See you in a couple minutes. Set number 5 coming up. Yeah, I had been wondering while I was on my recovery if I could raise this up and maybe make it a little harder for it to creep towards me by having more of an angle on it. But if I put more angle on it, then I might lose some of my range of motion, and I would rather keep the range of motion. Maybe I can watch the video after I'm done here and see how close to bumping I am at this height right now. The other thing I was going to say, I've been a Titan Fitness customer way back when they first introduced their safety squat bar, like version 1, which was a total piece of garbage. And I don't know, I guess I expected a little more from them regarding this. I even asked them if I could buy the hardware, because I don't know if I mentioned in the last video that well, I did mention it earlier, I believe, that they revised this squats, or this landmine stand. They revised it to where it can take weights on the side, and I didn't know if I could buy those pieces of square tubing and just add it to this one. If not, like I said, I'll try to figure out how to do something on my own with it. So once again, if you guys have any suggestions for how to stop this thing from moving, that would be great. All right, set number 5. Let's see what happens. Got 4. I didn't think I would get that many on the 5th one. So that's it for today. I just want to give you an update on how I'm progressing on the Landmine / Viking press. I think it's good to see movement upward when you get older like me. Kind of breaks all the theories of what people always try to tell you, that you're not going to get any better when you get older. But I want to be the first to disprove that as far as my personal thing. So that's it for today. God bless you. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, share. Catch you on the next one. Bye.